welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Claire, I'm a master's student. It is the Friday before my first day of lectures, which is on Monday. Before that happens, I have a lot to sort out, and I thought it might be helpful if I take you along with me and show you what I do to get ready for my first day of lectures. I have reset my sleep schedule because it was getting genuinely ridiculous. Don't listen to this, mum and dad. The night before last, I went to bed at about 3 AM. And then yesterday I woke up at about 11, but the only reason I got out of bed is because I had the maintenance guy knock on my flatmate's door. We have inspections this week and I thought it was that, and it wasn't, luckily, but that is the only reason I got out of bed, which is kind of ridiculous. It's not going to work for term. So this morning I booked myself an eyebrow appointment for 10 AM, which meant that I had to get out of bed. So my sleep schedule's getting there. I have a couple of things that I'm going to do. I have my bullet journal that I need to set up for next week because I've decided this year that I'm going to go back to bullet journaling, which I haven't done for a while, but I want it to be very practical and useful. So we're going to see how that goes. So I need to set that up. I want to sort this whole mess out on my desk. I also have a mirror that I've been meaning to hang up since literally November, but I just never did it. So I'm going to hang that mirror up and I'm going to go over some notes for my classes. But before I do any of that, I'm going to make my bed. My mum tells me every time I post a video, she tells me she can see my unmade bed in the back. So mum, this one's for you. My camera battery just died, so while I gave it a quick 10-minute charge, I started to set up my week. So I'm going to quickly show you what I already did and then do a little time lapse while I just finish. Okay, so this is my setup for when I try and get my life together. I like to watch YouTube while I do it. Right now I'm watching a bullet journaling video, but sometimes I'll just chuck on anything just to have in the background. I've started to set up this down the side, which I don't know if you can read any of that, but I've got like a little important dates, study tracker, and next week important things, notes, things like that, like just down the margin. And then I'm going to set it up to look exactly the same as this, but with that margin in it, so I can see a bit more information. So here is the finished spread. It really didn't take long at all. I'm going to keep it quite simple and functional. This is for deadlines or things like that I need to keep track of. This is because hopefully having drawn this in and the fact that I'm going to go back in and fill it in, hopefully that will make me actually study. This is because most of what I do at university is kind of long term. A lot of my coursework's are over multiple weeks, my project is over the whole year, so I have to kind of think long term all the time. So this is for things I need to do this week for next week, which is what most of my tasks are at university. And then this is just in case I need to write in any extra notes. This space here, I've left it blank for now because I'm not sure what I'm going to track, but I'm going to have it for a kind of end of the week summary space. So that is a very quick overview, and I'm still using the same key that I used when I first started it, so I have to keep going back and reminding myself how I used to do that. Like when I was doing my A-levels. That is the spread. It was very quick, and I'm hoping that especially the study tracker, I'm hoping that will motivate me to actually study, because then I can draw in my little graph 4 years deep into university. If me having a little graph that I'll draw on the hours is going to make me study, then that's what I'm going to have to do to motivate myself, because at this point I've literally tried everything and I'm running out of ways to make myself study. Okay, so that's that job done. By the way, if anyone watching this has any bullet journaling tips that they want to give me, please comment down below and let me know, because I really haven't been doing this for very long, and I would appreciate any help, useful comments, tips, anything that will improve my productivity, because I'm going to need it for my final term of my final year of university. Thank you. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to get done is some lecture prep. I am starting a whole new set of classes this term. So yeah, I have 3 new classes plus I'm writing my project, and I am a maths student. You don't do a lot of examples in class, you're just going through all the theory. So for me it's really helpful to go over that stuff before I'm in the class so that I'm not just seeing it for the first time, which I'll be completely honest, I don't maintain that very long through term, because once you start to have to play catch up at university, you can never get back on top of it. So I like to give myself a head start at the beginning and go over a little bit of the work. One of my courses they give us the lecture notes online, which is my favourite kind of lecture, because then the lecture notes are already there, you know what you're going to be studying, you can have a look at them beforehand, and it's so much easier to revise when you have lecture notes like this online that are searchable. And it's also so much easier in lectures when you can print this off and go into lectures and just annotate them rather than writing out the whole thing. So this is my favourite kind of lecture notes, and this is for a finance module that I'm taking this year. The other two modules that I have this term unfortunately do not have lecture notes online. This is a pro tip if anyone's watching this who hasn't started university yet or who is in first year. If you are a STEM student, because I don't know how this works for humanities, but if you're a STEM student, one of the things that I do at the end of every year is I go to all the modules I'm taking the next year, and usually they'll have all of the previous year's resources online. So not only is that lecture notes, but that will be like the courseworks, the solutions, the past papers, that kind of thing. And I save all of the courseworks and all the solutions because those get taken off when you start, like when the next year starts. And for something like maths, it's so helpful to have seen a previous coursework and a worked solution. I don't know why they don't give us that stuff, they just give you tutorial sheets. Anyway, that's a whole other story, but I personally find it really helpful to have worked examples and to see a previous coursework just to see what it's like. And I mean, the courseworks are changed every year anyway for us, so like our courseworks are completely different to the previous year's ones. It's just helpful to see how they work. So anyway, that was a little detour. I picked up these books in Paper Chase, they were on sale, and it's 3 books that are like, one of them's blank, one of them's lined, one of them's got like dots. And I'm going to try something new this term, where at the end of every day I am going to come back from lectures and just do a little summary of what was in the lectures, because I don't have that many contact hours. I'm hoping if I just spend like 5 minutes on each, like 5-10 minutes on each lecture that I have, not really as a revision thing. I have separate books that I use for that, but here are some of the ones that I did last year, where I'll write stuff out summarised but in a way that I can revise from. So like this one is, I don't know if you can read any of that, but this one is like proofs that we had to memorise. And I have another one that was like algorithms that I had to memorise for a computer science course that I did, where I had like the algorithm, and then I summarised like what the algorithm was trying to do, like what the idea behind it was, and that's more of a revision thing. This is more for like to hopefully have it sink in better, so that when it does come to revision I have less work to do. That's the idea. Who knows if it's going to work, but that's what I got these 3 books for. I actually need to label which module each one is going to be. I think the blank one I'm going to do my finance one in, because I think that might have graphs and things like that. The lined one, I'm taking a class called probability theory, so I'll do that in the lined notebook. And the dotted one, I'm taking a class called graphs, networks and algorithms, which I am assuming I will have to draw graphs for. And this is not graphs like a science graph, like a axes kind of graph. It's graphs like nodes and vertices. I don't know if anyone doing STEM, yeah. Okay, so I've done what I can to try and prepare for lectures. I'm quite frustrated that only one of my 3 courses has lecture notes online, because the other 2 I feel a bit like I'm going in blind, which I really don't like. One of the other ones did have the reading list available, and I have skimmed through the first couple of pages of the book, so hopefully that will prepare me for the first lecture. The lecture course isn't necessarily going to follow the book exactly, and I don't know which parts of the book are relevant, so I don't want to spend too long on that before the actual lectures start. On to more fun things. I need to put up a mirror that I've been meaning to put up for ages. I've literally had it since November, never hung it up, so I'm going to quickly do that. And I also need to sort out all of the mess on my desk. All of this needs to go. A lot of it is last term's coursework that I just never, well, drafts of the coursework that I just never got rid of because I was scared in case something went wrong with the coursework. But now that I'm going to have a whole new set of courseworks to enjoy, I need to clear that up so that my desk space is prepared for the amount of workload that I am about to be hit with. So for my mirror, I actually already stuck a hook up there yesterday, but it said on the packet that you have to leave it for an hour before you hang a mirror on it. So I put the hook up and then forgot about it. So it's been definitely an hour. And if If I had just smashed it then, I would have been devastated. Okay, let's get this mirror up before I break it. This is white tack, by the way. This is how I'm hanging them up. Very proud of myself for finally putting that mirror up. By the way, that hook that I was pointing at earlier, that one, that is a command hook. I made a video. If you want to see how I stick all of this stuff to the wall without getting in trouble for leaving marks on the wall, go watch that video. I explain it there. As part of this video, I was also going to pack my school bag, which I just use that black rucksack, but honestly there's nothing to see because all I do is put my laptop in and a pen and paper to make notes on. So yeah, I'm not going to do that as part of the video, but I thought I would just quickly tell you what I usually put in my bag. Very exciting. Okay, the very last part of this video is that I want to sort out this mess on my desk, so I'm going to very quickly sort that out. This is all my rough work for coursework last term. This is insane. I promise that I'm going to recycle this. I'm going to take this, oh, what is the lighting of this? I will be taking this with me to the university library because they have loads of paper recycling and stuff. So yes, I promise that I'm going to recycle this. And actually, to be fair, there's a lot of it that has like plain back, so I'll go through it and I'll take those out, and if there is paper that still has space on it, I will use it for this term's rough coursework drafts. Sorry, the lighting is just dreadful. Oh, I bet it's the paper that's making it not bright. Aha. But I will take it to uni, recycle it. I am doing my best to minimise my impact on the environment because I know it's a really serious issue right now. But unfortunately with maths, it's all done on paper. All of our submissions are paper and you can't really type equations. I mean, you can, there's this program called LaTeX, but it's an absolute nightmare. I don't do it unless I actually am told I have to. So yeah, it's all handwritten. Not great, but I do what I can to minimise my impact on the environment as a student. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it or if you found it useful, and feel free to subscribe for more university related content because I will be making a lot of that in the next few weeks. That's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one.